We wish you no harm, Marina. Do you like my craft? Yes, it is beautiful, isn't it? A beautiful craft for a handsome owner.
Well, I'm sure she agrees with at least one of those sentiments, Elhudad. I must say, though, it was very kind of you to invite us both along on a cruise like this.
I am a good man. That is my trouble.
Yes. Pity you had to kidnap Marina and the Randomiser to do it, but still, worth it for this lovely food.
Yes.
I suppose that means that in return for your hospitality, you'll be wanting to press the button on the Randomiser today. Well, now, admittedly, it's still a rather small club of people who've gotten to do that, but...
I demand membership at once.
Oh, of course, by all means.
I'm glad you agree.
It's just the big red button right there.
Yes, Lizardhead, I know that. Why aren't you as intelligent as Marina?
Well, you know how it is. She's the brains of the outfit and I'm the... Oh, the printout, thank goodness. Right, let's see what we have today.
Do not fear big and small toad.
Oh, I'm not. Okay, so today we're going to be watching an episode of Terrahawks.
I don't know how you have got along without me.
And curiously enough, you have given us an episode featuring a character who shares many of the same noble qualities as your good self.
What does this mean?
Yes, he's large, ugly, hairy, probably has bad breath.
What?
You don't snore, do you?
He snores like a pig. Shut up, Scorpion. I think I know who it was.
That's right, it's the Sporilla. So it's back to Terrahawks with the Sporilla. This is the, I think the 7th episode in production order, although I can never keep track of the Terrahawks production order with having gold near the start, and I think there's also... I think Expect the Unexpected Parts 1 and 2 are both numbered episode 1 in production order or something strange like that. Anyway, we're not here to talk about them, we're here to talk about the Sporilla.
That thing away from me.
Sit. Good boy.
Sistar and Youngstar in the cryogenic store.
See me?
She said she has something to
Sistar's got her little pet cube, Pluto, which was quite sweet. I think it's
I have released one of our friends from cryogenic slumber.
Oh, goody. Yeah, I think Sistar was probably one of the hardest characters to write for in this show because she seems...
What is it?
You know, she barely ever leaves Mars.
Oh.
She rarely has any direct influence on events. And in fact, the only time she ever does have any sort of genuine impact on the series is when she produces another character to do all that stuff instead.
You don't know what you've done. It will tear us all to pieces.
Zelda's unleashed the Sporilla. A Sporilla. I was never quite sure if it was the same one over and over again or... Oh. Yeah, nearly killed Youngstar. She stopped him just in time.
I don't understand.
With this device.
And Youngstar in this episode seems to be in his very early sort of... he's not the scheme... He's not the drooling imbecile of later episodes that we all know and love. He's the one who... The Youngstar who can make plans. In this episode, he was just... he had his hand on his chin there. He was thinking.
Gained control over ferocity and power.
A novelty for Youngstar. He's also using some rather long words.
I know.
It's interesting in these early episodes watching Youngstar's evolution. I much prefer his later incarnation.
This sister is Callisto, one of the remote moons of Jupiter, over 1 million miles from the giant veiled planet itself.
A science lesson from Zelda. And she's landed near a Terrahawks base on Callisto.
Leo.
And a bust of Galileo that they put in there.
Galileo, Zelda? The Earthman who discovered this frozen moon. Who built this place? The Terrahawks the accursed Terrahawks. They use it to spy on us.
And having just said that Sistar rarely gets to leave Mars, here's an episode in which she's not on Mars. Let's just... that's it. Sabotage the Terrahawks base. Everything stopped working. Even the little bust of Galileo stopped turning round.
Zelda, if this belongs to the dreaded Terrahawks, why don't we destroy everything?
Oh, the wigs come down.
How's my sister? This is only one small part of my most devious plan.
This is also a rare sight, I think, of a Terrahawks installation outside of, well, Hawk Nest and the regular vehicles, really. I can't remember off the top of my head. I suppose the Overlander Depot might count as Terrahawks base, possibly, but otherwise it seems a rather small organisation compared to something like Shadow.
To them in English.
Anyway, up on Spacehawk.
I think we have a problem.
What is it?
The tracker station on Callisto has gone off the air.
What?
It's a major electronic failure.
Then we do have a problem. A big one.
Exactly.
Oh, there's that word again.
A million-mile-wide gap in our space surveillance.
Prepare Spacehawk.
And Tiger in his casual gear always makes me smile because the head is so big, the arms are so small.
Like a pair of thick socks.
I mean, none of the characters look, the human characters look exactly sort of on point. Actually, Kate looks quite good, but just something about Tiger, off-duty Tiger, casual wear,
Be careful out there.
just makes me smile. He looks so silly.
I'll bear that in mind too.
But we've now reached the point in production order, thankfully, where we've got
And 10.
a decent-looking Nine-Stein puppet rather than the one from the first few episodes. Very grey hair and very, very thin face. Something about the early Tiger puppet is just very disturbing to me. Anyway, Tiger and Kate are off to Spacehawk in Treehawk. And they've got a couple of Zeroids with them as well.
Kate, Dr. Einstein, welcome aboard. I amputated one of Cymbidium's blooms in your honor.
I like Hero. He's a nice gentle
Thanks.
soul.
All right, let's get...
And sometimes in moments like this, I don't think the other Terrahawks quite understand him, but... oh, here's Zero.
Before you say one word, I don't want another endless argument about who's in command.
Right, I am. End of argument.
Huh?
Space flight? All right.
There he is, 5-5.
Who is that?
That is 5-5.
Introduction of another Zeroid character.
All right. Does he always talk like that?
No, come to think of it, he usually does talk in rhyme.
You're not serious.
Like, he's a poet, and he do know it.
Why can't he be normal like the rest of us?
I love that, and I love the whole on the extreme close-up of 101 and Zero's eyes just wobbling around as if they are the absolute benchmark for normal. Yeah, this was in this again sort of transition period for the show before they
It's clear.
created and really established Deesweet as
Safety checks on
a Zero's right-hand Zeroid.
temperature and pressure.
They would have characters like 5-5 or who was the other one? Oh, 2-1, the stuttering Zeroid.
Everything checks out, Doctor.
And they sort of, they were okay in small doses, but they didn't really pan out to any kind of long-term
Let's go.
potential. I don't think either of them survive to the second series. They don't get killed, they just disappear.
1050 Treehawk.
10-10.
5-5 was for a while Kate's personal Zeroid,
Thanks, Hero.
which I always thought was odd because none of the other Terrahawks ever got any personal Zeroids. Oh no, I suppose 101 is Heroes.
Hero, we're on our way.
Anyway,
First time on active service, eh, lad? Don't worry, nothing to it.
Sergeant, when you smile, I like your style.
and I've said it before, I'll say it again, I do love Windsor Davies. I recently just finished rewatching A Day in Our Fop Mum, and he is just Oh my goodness, he is so good in that, and I just love that it was... They basically just took that character from that show and made him a robot. You know, slightly softened his harder edges, but essentially it's the same character. And Windsor, oh, it's just one of my favourite comedy performances of all time. Just Windsor Davies in that show. And he's a real asset to this series as well. Anyway, the Terrahawks have now arrived in Callisto base. I love the interior of this docking bay they've landed in. It looks a lot like the Hawkwing launch tunnel as well.
5-5, check out all backup systems. Kate and I will go straight to the control room. Meet us there when you're through.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to find out what's gone wrong on Callisto base.
There's no component failure.
Oh, they found what's gone wrong on Callisto base. That was quick.
Before us.
Yeah, how long will it take to repair?
1 hour, 2 at the most.
Strange that Zelda managed to sabotage the entire base just by shooting one
Sense.
To do so little damage?
one instrument. Oh, it's part of her plan, isn't it?
Unless someone wants us here.
Zero, where are you?
Corridor 3, sir.
Keep a sharp lookout.
Sir.
And an interesting thing about this episode, and it seems to have
Oh, sir.
been something I've mentioned a few times in recent Randomiser episodes, is that
Expected.
although this was like the 6th or 7th episode filmed, it was, in the UK at least, shown very, very late in the broadcast run. I think this was shown as part of the 3rd series in the UK on television, even though
Reckon made those.
clips from it had already appeared in...
Oh, but it ain't no kangaroo.
Oh, I hate that line. Clips of this episode had already appeared in Mars Monsters, the flashback episode which ended Series 2, which is rather unfortunate that they would remember an episode that as yet they hadn't actually experienced.
Whatever made these has to be 7 feet tall.
Nearer 9.
Oh, okay then.
It is? Zero, continue the search, but report before you take any action.
Sir.
Something she doesn't want to talk about in front of the Zeroids.
I think it's a Sporilla.
Flaming thunderbolts.
They're utterly ferocious, incredibly strong, and virtually indestructible.
Why didn't you want to talk about this in front of Zero?
One of their favorite items of diet happens to be small metallic objects.
So that's quite callous on Kate's part to just keep quiet and send the Zeroids out into danger. I know Zero would go without a second thought, but this is quite a scary first mission for 5-5.
I'll take the right section. You go left.
10-10.
Are you all right, 5-5?
This is 5-5, and I'm alive.
Oh, not for long by the sound of it.
Got the double.
Nah, he's all right. They're the Zeroids are heading back towards each other and smack into each other.
Watch where you're going, lad. Come on. Move, move.
I adore the Zeroids as well. It's such a clever idea for a robot. I think everyone must love the Zeroids. If you love Terrahawks, you love the Zeroids, I think, automatically. Oh, that's not good.
Inside the docking bay, sir. The mechanism that opens the exit port has been destroyed. Ripped to pieces. Treehawk won't be able to lift off. We're trapped.
Get back here, Zero.
Yes, sir.
We can repair it.
If we had a week, but our air supply won't last 24 hours.
24 hours?
Yeah, maybe less.
Be quiet.
That's odd. Almost a purring noise from Youngstar there.
You hear that, devoted ones? The wretched Einstein admits he is doomed.
And by your genius, Mother, we hear and enjoy every pathetic word he uttered.
Wonderful!
Oh, that was almost a wig about to come down over the eyes moment, but it didn't quite make it. Is it going to make it now? No, it didn't make it.
Whoever did that must have a pair of jaws on him like a car crusher.
Oh, 5-5's seen it. The Zero props are really good at looking scared as well, with the eyes wiggling backwards and forwards. Anyway, 0 and 5-5 have found the Sporilla.
Report, Zero.
Well, the Sporilla's found them, I should say.
The enemy, sir.
Where are you?
Corridor 1. It's like fighting peas at a brick wall.
Retreat.
But, sir.
Get out of there, Zero.
Yes, sir. Tactical withdrawal, 5-5.
Do we stroll or do we roll?
What we do, lad, is stroll on.
And not having grown up with this show, I didn't discover it until like mid-teens, really. I'm not sure which of the regular Terrahawks monsters would be the scariest, but the Sporilla is a name I see come up quite a bit. Which is surprising, considering he's basically only in 2 episodes, really. It's this and Space Giant. Tiger has hallucinations of one in Mind Monster, and you get the flashback to this episode in Mars Monsters. I think that might be it, except for the really obvious one that I'm missing, which I can't remember off the top of my head.
Everything! Now to twist the knife, Einstein. I know you hear me.
Oh, so close to a Voice of the Mysterons moment.
You are about to encounter the frightening Sporilla. I could have ordered the monster to kill you the moment you landed, but I prefer to arrange a more spectacular...
Oh, Einstein's figured out where the Zelda's voice is coming from.
Time to reflect and to suffer.
I don't know how he realised it was in the bust of Galileo, but...
When the end is near, to beg for mercy.
Yep, there it is. Smash the bust.
Friend.
I see you have found my device. It will not help you.
Nice talking to you, Zelda.
You had to gloat. Twist the knife.
Einstein is still doing...
And in later episodes, again, Youngstar wouldn't say that to his mother. Or at least if he did, he'd get an immediate crack over the nose with a stick.
I could have ordered the monster to kill you the moment you landed.
She controlled the Sporilla.
With that device.
She just shot. And here he is. Here's the Sporilla.
Open fire!
And I like how much this feels like a lost cause. They're just holed up in this one room. And the monster has finally made it in, and yet...
He means the device.
Yes.
Give
I think he's trying to thank us for giving him his freedom.
It is a nice surprise as well when you discover this thing can talk.
He's not gonna harm us.
With, I believe, the voice of Windsor Davies, in fact.
Yes. You go.
We can't. We're trapped.
Me help.
And as with many of the Terrahawks monster puppets, the Sporilla is quite a nice design. I especially like looking at this in HD, the way the fangs on his jaw sort of interlock. It's quite gruesome.
But you're gonna have to increase your mass and use your head.
Use my head. You can rely on me.
Oh, Zero's been tricked. I love how Zero can be exploited just by how loyal and brave he is.
Use my head. Very funny. Has to roll on hard.
Which in this case, Tiger's plan involves having the Sporilla just keep throwing Zero against the stuck doors to the launch bay in an attempt to get them open.
What do Sporillas and Zeroids have in common?
Well,
Apart from the fact that neither needs an atmosphere, both are immune to extremes of temperature, and neither is affected by pressure.
very little. Except they both have pretty hard heads.
Yeah, I really like the look of the cake puppet, actually. There's, I don't think there's a single shot in the series where the cake puppet doesn't look the best of the human regular characters.
That you, Zero?
Although sometimes their choice of fashion and wigs is a bit questionable.
Port side, sir.
Hold on tight.
10-10, sir.
That's it. Zero's got the door open. He's attached to Treehawk. He's getting out of there.
Thank you.
That's a rather nice way to end the episode. They freed the Sporilla from Zelda's control. I don't know what there is on Callisto for him to really do.
Huge legs and shoulders.
Aside from maybe to look after the Terrahawks base for them, but
Sporilla sounds most.
I suppose anything is better than living under Zelda's control. And I suppose it also raises the question of just how
He used his...
if there are any more monsters in her cryogenic store who aren't there, who aren't working for her by choice. Because the Sporilla was definitely under her control there, and after that control was destroyed, he was not working for her anymore.
I kept my head. That's it. I kept my head. Only just mine.
I love that laugh. That is such a cool laugh. Anyway, that was the Sporilla, and I think that's one of the stronger early episodes of Terrahawks. Really, it's not quite there yet, but you can feel things are starting to come together a bit more. That most of the scenes on Callisto base, that's a fairly nice sequence of investigation and discovery of the Sporilla. I suppose it's slightly hampered by the fact that we see the Sporilla early on in the episode, and then later his reveal is played as if it's a big shock. It might have been more effective if we hadn't seen the Sporilla on Mars. But no, I would say that's probably in production order, this was probably the best episode of the show so far. It's a good example of the show's transitionary period from the very straight early episodes into the slightly sillier stuff later on. And yeah, some nice Zeroid action with the Sergeant Major and good old 5-5.